Hey, hey, hey everyone, hey everybody, welcome to the Bat Cave. Lando, why are you in my Bat Cave? I hope one day to make this my place. But Lando, you are no much Batman as, say, George Clooney. I could have been Harvey Dent. You were Harvey Dent. I was Harvey Dent. Yes, you would have been Two-Face. Maybe we should make you Lando Calrissian Two-Face. Two-Face Lando Calrissian. Yeah, I like it. A face. Each side, two sides. One happy, one danger. Yes, yes. Do you know what we're doing today, Lando? We're watching movies. Well, we're watching an advertisement for a movie, which is kind of a mini movie in itself. Trailers, man, they give away so much these days. They really do. This one, do you know what this one's for? Alice in Wonderland. No. It's for the Batman. Hello, Raccoon Raiders. Welcome to the Bat Cave. Remember to watch Aristotle Full Throttle the same bat time. The same bat time. Bat time. What's bat time? Is that anything like Cloud City time? Yes, it's all the same. It's time. You just use a watch. You can use a watch. Do you have a watch? I've got the Apple Watch. You've got the Apple Watch. How is it? Is it as good as my Bat Watch? It's better. You know, those geniuses at Apple, they're not so much of a genius. I, in fact, am a genius. I am Batman. But can your watch tell your pulse? No, it doesn't. But it can. It can kill a bad guy. I don't know. Hi. Hello, everybody. Welcome. What a weekend. Did you guys have a weekend? How about you, Raccoon Raiders? How about you? Uh-oh, too many. Oops.
Raccoon Raiders. Raccoon Raiders.
Welcome to the show. Welcome, everybody. Man, oh man, what a weekend. I was on Greg's show on Friday, Mediocre Films. We were watching a movie. He's got a show called Bad Movies Live, and we watched a bad movie, The Final Sacrifice, and it was bad. It wasn't bad though. It was like just blah. And that's the worst thing a movie can be, is blah. Sometimes a movie's so bad it's good. Sometimes a movie's so good it's great. But sometimes a movie's so blah, it's like a waste of time. You know what I mean? It's like the movie Vantage Point. You ever see the movie Vantage Point? What a waste of time that was. I walked out of it. The Patriot, you know? People seem to like The Patriot with racist Mel Gibson's. Melly Gibson's. Anyway, I'll tell you, it's been a crazy. My order to buy Dogecoin is gone through. Hold on, guys. I've got to fill this Dogecoin order. At 25.25. Okay, yeah. So let me see. Sell it. Here. Well, okay. Yeah. All right. Look at this. I've got a strategy, see? You just gotta keep... Here's my strategy, guys. Buy low, sell high. My favorite thing about watching financial advisors on the internet is, which I watch a lot of them. I've been learning a lot about financial advisory stuff. Because, it's good to know how to manage money, right? That's like a big skill in life. If you could do that, you can make a dollar go a long way, etc., etc. So I watch a lot of these guys. But apparently, human beings have a long history of trying to predict the future. Think about it. It's very important for humans to try and predict the future. For instance, hey everybody, this is the Carl Weathers Predator Weathers Report, featuring the Action Jackson AccuPredator Doppler Weather Radar Forecasting Cardi B and Little Lando Calrissian. I just gotta say, it's my job and my duty and my pleasure and my honor to let you know what my best guess is as to what the temperature and weather will be tomorrow. You invest a lot of time in me. You invest a lot of faith. But I'm not 100% accurate. I'm almost as good as guess. You might as well have a farmer's almanac. You know what I mean? Anyway, it was raining today. Isn't that crazy? Who would have thought? It's Los Angeles. What's it doing? Oh, it just knocked me out. It was a punch to the gut. You know what I mean? Anyway, probably going to be sunny later. This has been the Carl Weathers Predator Weathers Report, featuring the Action Jackson AccuPredator Doppler Radar Forecast, Cardi B and Little Lando. Hey, I'm disappearing. Hold on a second. Sorry, guys. The point is, everybody tries to predict the future. This is what they're like, who's gonna win the election? Let's predict the future. What is the weather gonna be next week? Try to predict the future. Financial advisors are no better. What they do is they say, this is my favorite thing about financial advisors, on account of the fact that nobody can predict the future. We still haven't figured this out yet. No humans have figured out we cannot predict the future. So every financial advisor goes, the market could go up, but that is, of course, unless it goes down. And if it goes down, it could stay going down unless it stays the same. Unless the market stays the same, if this market stays the same, then we could see that there'll be consistency, it'll be a bear market. But if it goes up, it could be a bull run, and then it'll go way up, maybe, if it doesn't go up a little bit. This has been your financial advice. Please pay me per word. This is so stupid. It's stupid. Nobody can predict the future. So you just gotta, that's why I think the cryptos and all that stuff it's get in while you can right now on the crypto, because it's decentralized. Listen, I've turned into a financial advisory channel. This is not financial advice. But the point is, if you get in, it's decentralized currency. People are just going to say, F you, government's trying to regulate my money. We're just going to go around it. And if they regulate crypto, there'll be another currency that's decentralized. So it's kind of inevitable. It's one of those things where you're like, this is a pretty safe bet. However, nobody can predict the future.
You see what happens, Larry? You see what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps?
I see him!
Yeah, I see him. Anyway, I had an audition today. You ever have an audition? It's just a job interview, except you don't need any skills, you know? They're just like, could you just be yourself for a minute? We need to see you be you. Can you do that? How good at you are at doing that? Just being you. We want to see. We want to look at it for like a minute. You know, just be you. And then we'll decide whether or not you're worth thousands of dollars for us. So, you know, it challenges your self-worth. Oh. I'm glad you're all here today. I'm going to change the time of the show, I think. I'm going to change it to, again, back into the evening. Maybe 5 or 6 p.m. for the winter. Because that's the winter hours for the AFT show. Because I feel like, lockdown is generally over. Lockdown in Australia, Sydney, Australia ended yesterday. People were freaking out. They were like, I don't know how to go out. I got to tell you, it's been a weird... If you're watching this in the future... If this is 100 years in the future and YouTube still exists and someone is watching this final archived video randomly on the internet in Malaysia in 2075 or whatever, we just went through a pandemic, or we're still going through it, and it sucks. It's not great. It's not fun. I don't advise you pandemic. I wonder what kind of pandemics you're enduring in the future. I wonder if this is the first one. I mean, it's 1 in 100 years, they say. It could have been a lot less. There could have been a lot less suffering had people cared a little bit. Let me just talk to the future. Hold on a second. Speaking of not predicting the future, let me talk to the future. Yeah, the people today, it's like people 25 years ago when they were, I mean, people still today, they're denying climate change and stuff. But the first, 10, 20, 30 years of the whole climate change thing, people were like, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. They were ignoring all the warning signs, all the contrarians. They don't like change. All the Luddites. When you upgrade the technology, they don't like it. It's a threat. When you upgrade human knowledge and tell everybody they've got to change their behavior for a little bit, or actually permanently, for climate change and stuff, got to recycle it. You got to change your behavior. People don't like to hear that. They don't like the fact they got to change their behavior. They get mad at you for it. What do you mean I gotta throw out plastic in this bin? And they don't like it. But I say, tough noogies, man. That's the way it is. It's the same people that would get mad at Facebook for changing, or get mad at TikTok or anything that new pops up. It's listen, new things are gonna happen all the time. The kids are all right, man. You gotta embrace it. You see what I'm saying? The world is changing every day. If you don't change with the world, then you're a fossil. You don't accept the new stuff. You could challenge it. But if it's culture changes, man. The norms change. Mores change. Morals, it's crazy. I do want to talk about Dave Chappelle, but I don't think there's enough people here to talk about the Dave Chappelle special. But I loved it. I thought it was funny. I thought it was... People say he's... And then we're going to watch the Batman trailer. Dave Chappelle's a comedian. He says words to make crowds of people laugh. 96% of the people who viewed his special, according to Rotten Tomatoes, like it. People are mad at Dave Chappelle for some of the things he says, or some of his opinions, or whatnot, etc., or some of the ways that he's challenging the mainstream, or however he sees he's challenging the mainstream. This is what I imagine he thinks he's doing, but he's not really. He's literally only trying to accomplish the goal of making lots of people laugh, which is what he does. So mission accomplished, man. If you're a comedian and you manage to make crowds of people laugh, most people laugh, 90% of people, there's a silent minority who feels obviously threatened, but I don't listen. They're coming after Dave Chappelle, and I think Dave Chappelle's not the person to come after. I think it's policymakers. I think it's politicians. I think it's people who have actual power to change actual institutions Dave Chappelle is voicing his personal opinion. He's not trying to influence yours. He's trying to show you the change that's gone on within him, which should encourage the change to go on with other people. But people keep taking what he said out of context, which means they didn't listen to everything he said. They literally have been posting. I'm talking in vagaries. You can watch the whole special itself. Dave Chappelle, The Closer. It's good. Listen, if you feel offended by some of the things he says, I was offended by some of the things he says, but like, not to the point where I think we should cancel him. But you know, some of the things I was offended, they were groaners. They were like, I'm laughing because what you said was funny. However, I see why that can be offensive to some people. However, it's still funny. You see, both can exist. Bad jokes. I'm just mad at the whole cancel culture thing. I'm mad at it because there are very few people on the internet that gang up on people, and it's the silent minority, or no, the vocal minority, and it's the they just want to cancel people who are good at their jobs. Dave Chappelle has a whole thing on it. Doesn't matter when you did it or what you did, as long as I find out about it at any point, I want to take your livelihood away from you. Dave Chappelle would not be where he is if he was not able to make crowds of people laugh. So it's really, it's the whole point of this is nobody can predict the future. Also, Dave Chappelle's a comedian. He's funny. He makes people laugh. If you don't find him funny, turn him off. If he wasn't funny, crowds of people wouldn't be laughing at him. The crowd will let you know whether you're funny or not. Not the few people. There are people who are coming out in his defense that are part of the same community, quote unquote, that are offended by him. And people try to boil it down to like, well, I can't be racist. I have plenty of black friends. It's not that basic. It's not that obtuse. It's not that simple. Dave Chappelle illustrates a journey he's gone on in his life, which was interesting if you watched Dave Chappelle, The Closer. He illustrates a change that went on inside of him, etc., etc. He's not sitting there making blanket statements about how everyone should behave. He's saying this is what my personal experience was. So get over it, people. He's a comedian. He makes people laugh. The day he doesn't do that is the day he's out of a job. Not because he said something that you were like, it's like 90. I was listening to Norm Macdonald. I've been obsessed with Norm Macdonald since he passed away. He's a great, I've always liked Norm Macdonald since I was a kid. And he passed away, so now I'm just like, I would go down these rabbit holes when he was alive. Last year before, I watched a lot of his videos because he's a very interesting guy. He's always a dumb guy. He played the dumb guy. But that was his like character. It was just this dumb, naive guy who just stated the obvious all the time. But that was what was so funny, because he just would state the thing that nobody's saying as if he were naive. And Norm Macdonald was saying that like he was joking because he was never not joking, but he was like, he's like, you can't say this, you can't say that anymore. And he's like, now instead of catering to the 98% of the audience, he's got to cater his act to the 2% that might get upset or offended, because he's not interested in upsetting or offending anybody. He's like, his act went from really funny to not funny at all. But at least no one's offended. So sometimes you gotta like, one of my greatest things, the greatest way for me to show affection or to receive affection among my friend groups is the gentle jabbing and jokes that we make about each other. And like, to me, that is the greatest form of affection. And I don't know. Some people don't like it. That's fine. Don't do it. But I saw this really funny clip of Patrice O'Neal. Patrice O'Neal was on like Fox News. That guy was hilarious. He died. He was a great comedian. He was also a guy who did not give a flying truck. So he would say, Patrice O'Neal was on a talk show, and this one woman was like, "This comedy is not funny." He was on like a panel, and then she's like, "It's not a funny joke. These types of jokes should not be told. People should not be joking about this." And Patrice O'Neal's like, "Wait, hold on. That's not funny. That's not. Why are you guys laughing in the studio? This woman has a serious issue. She has no sense of humor. That's a serious problem she's dealing with." I mean, this is serious. It's very sad to see. It's true. If you have no sense of humor, I pity thee. I pity you. I think Dave Chappelle said, everything is funny until it happens to you. And that's when, but he's like, but it's got to go around the horn. At some point, it will land on you. So get over yourself. That's what it is. Get over yourself.
I can destroy everything, but I'm not. But I can.
I'm on fire today, I'm telling you. I want to watch. Who wants to watch the Batman trailer? It's a new Batman movie. It's got Robert Pattinson. I call him Robert Pattinson because he's Batman now. Anyway, that's my opinion on cancel culture, but you don't have to take my word for it. Yeah, I think middle of the day is not the greatest. Who wants to watch the Batman trailer? Middle of the day is not the is not the time anymore. I think this is the time to go outside, maybe. All right, we're gonna watch the Batman trailer in 8 minutes. Hopefully, more people show up, hang out. We'll all watch it together. We'll have a discussion. I'm interested in seeing how they do. My friend Paul Dano is in the new Batman. I worked on my first movie called LIE. Right out of college, I worked on that. Well, I mean, right out of preschool, I worked on that movie. And one of the kids, it's his first movie, Paul Dano. I don't know how to pronounce it. But we went to like Sundance, hung out. Like, he's a kid, you know, he's a kid. Now he's the Riddler. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that weird how movies work? Good acting. He's a good actor, apparently. It's weird, though, because when I see him in movies, I'm always like, that's Paul. And then, but people see him as some kind of hip kid or whatever. Anyway, he's going to play the Riddler now, and that's a pretty iconic character. I'm actually intrigued. Maybe I could play Shocker. You know, like my hair or something like this. Oh, that's... maybe I should do that more. Alright, welcome. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Well then. I'll press play when someone says, press play on the Batman trailer. Oh, I gotta open the voice channel. Voice channel is open on Discord if you want to chime in and chat about it. Otherwise, we'll listen to Inception Bois. What's that in my coffee? That's not coffee. Press play. All right. The Batman trailer. Ready for it? Also, Jeffrey Wright is in this movie, and Jeffrey Wright went to high school with my friend Oliver. Or he went to the same high school. He's a little bit older. But Jeffrey Wright is also... Who's Jeffrey? My face. I am the Watcher. I am Jeffrey Wright. I am also... Yeah, the Watcher is played by Jeffrey Wright. The Watcher is watching you watch Aristotle Full Throttle. I know. You should probably get a life. Come on, man. This show was entertaining. It's like your daily coffee thing. All right. Okay. What's going on there? Uh-oh. They're going to rob the place.
Police!
Get out now. That's Paul.
Hands up!
That's my friend Paul. I know him.
Stay still! Get out of here!
He's got a coffee cup. Oh, he's got a question mark. That's a what? A latte? Question mark?
Fear is a tool. But when that light hits the sky, it's not just a goal.
Look at these guys. They look so tough.
It's a warning.
Batman. Uh-oh. This guy's tough. He got shot. Ow. He's a mean Batman. This is a
try.
Oh, they're playing the song by Nirvana.
Find the gun!
This is about a king, and Ritter's the match.
I can take care of myself.
That's Catwoman.
If this continues, it won't be long before you've nothing left.
That's Alfred's.
I don't care what happens to me.
It's only gonna get worse for you.
What?
Whoa! Take it easy, sweetheart.
That is Colin
Everything
Farrell.
they say,
Believe it or not.
ain't you?
See the penguins?
Maybe we're not so different.
Oh, they got
Who are
everybody.
you under there?
Robert Pattinson. Why?
I'm vengeance.
Oh, yeah, look at that car. Got some wheels.
What's black and blue and dead all over?
Yeah, all over.
Take cover.
That's not even a good wrestler.
I got you! I got you!
Oh, no, you didn't. That's the masterpiece. I like that shot. That's cool. It's like hanging upside down like that. March 4th. You know, all the best movies come out in March. I don't know if that's true or not. Wow, I got excited about that trailer. Looks cool. Looks like a gangster movie, a noir. It's got Batman, it's got Catwoman, it's got the Penguin, it's got the Riddler. Good golly. They're just stacking them up. Stacking up all the villains. Let's go through that trailer again. Now here you got...
Police!
Whoa. See, that's Paul. I could tell that's Paul by his haircut.
Hands up!
That's the Riddler. He's also got glasses on. Like me.
Stay still! Get out of here!
What's he got? I bet you there's a riddle inside that cup. How do you think they made that? You need a milk frother.
Fear is a tool.
That's a cool thing, but except the way light works is it's just gonna diffract and it's just that would not work. Just saying, because of the laws of physics and light and the way the light would just wrap around and diffract. Refract. Diffract. Refract? Diffract.
Cool.
It would not do that. It would just look like a big yellow light. Listen. It's movies. You can make it up. Okay? We can ignore the rules of physics.
When that light hits the sky,
What do you guys think about his voice? His voice is kind of scary.
it's not just a call.
All those guys dress like the Joker, though. See? Maybe this is a sequel to the other Joker movie.
Call.
They got, like, Joker makeup. How many bad guys are gonna have in one movie?
It's a warning.
recording. Here, let me turn the brightness up because Batman is very dark. Filter effects, color correction, brightness, contrast. There we go. It's a little bit brighter. Whoa. It's Batman. He's got Kevlar or whatever. He doesn't use guns except for on his motorcycle and on his Batmobile and on his Batwing, and also he uses guns sometimes. Like, who is this guy? Oh, you hear the sound? Did you guys see the trailer for The Flash? Did you see that Michael Keaton is going to be Batman in that? Michael Keaton's playing Batman again. Crazy. In another movie. It's like the James Bonds of 1982.
I've been trying to reach you. Where's the gun?
See, like, Robert Pattinson, listen. First of all, I'll preface this. He's a handsome man. Except his face looks like a little like a catcher's mitt. It's like punched in, you know? Mine is like puffy, like it's knobby.
This is about it.
I made fun of him, I made fun of myself. See?
The king. And Ritter's the match.
His face is a little punched in, I'm just saying.
I can take care of myself.
If this continues, it won't be long
That's the Penguin. I think that's the Penguin.
before you've nothing left.
By the way, that's Colin Farrell.
I've been trying to reach you. Where's the gun? This is about a king.
Demonstrating how cool
Ritter's
the
the
makeup
match.
is.
I can take care of myself.
Let's let Travis talk.
If this continues, it won't.
Look, that, by the way, is Colin Farrell. If you don't know who Colin Farrell is, this is what he looks like. Oh, man. Hang on. Hang on. He just decided to do all the makeup instead. Hang on. He doesn't look anything like that, is the point. You can Google him. I'm trying to, but my computer, it was made in 1902. Is that gonna work? No. Save image. Okay, watch this. Now, here we go. Look, that's that guy. They don't look like the same human. Where's the arrow? I need my arrow. That's that guy. That's makeup. You gotta hand it to the makeup artists. The makeup artists are incredible. That is crazy what they can do with makeup these days.
Be long before you've nothing left.
That's Andy Serkis. Not like the circus, but Serkis, not circus.
I don't care.
Let's try to solve this riddle. No more lies, Coulson. Phil Coulson? The sins of my father, question mark, savage. What is this? Renewal is a lie. I guarantee you renewal is just like an anagram for, or is like a scrambled word for something. Renewal. What is it? Renewal is a lie. That's a very classic Batman move. Is to like have Batman try to solve what the Riddler has put down for us. Let's see. Yes, Robin. As you can see here, renewal is a lie. And what is renewed? Your subscription for Netflix. Of course. This is what the Riddler wants. He wants you to buy a subscription. Mitchell. It's just going to be words. You don't have to like unscramble the words or something. I hope the riddles are actually impressive.
What happens to me?
It's only gonna
He's got his bad
get
bullets.
worse for you.
That's cat. Ooh. Look at it. You can't fight a ninja.
Ow!
That looked painful.
Take it easy, sweetheart. Hear everything they say.
Also, Colin Farrell's Irish. Listen to that New York accent.
Ain't you?
Or Gotham accent.
Maybe we're not so different. Who are you under there?
I'm Pattinson. That's a cool image. Some images may cause seizures.
Vengeance.
You're not Vengeance. You're the guy from Twilight. Oh! Look at that. He can fly? Oh, he's dirty. That's probably the end of the movie because he looks all beat up.
What's black?
Why the Riddler wearing a mask? Hey, Wesley, I've got a question for you.
Wesley.
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Oh man, look at that car. Look at that escargot. Look at that bat cargo. Hey Wesley, you think that Batman's up to some devious licks here?
What's black?
He looks like he spent all day knocking sinks off the wall.
And blue. And dead. All over.
That's a strong back. He's doing some pulling. I know Paul. Yeah, say, hey Paul.
I got you! I got you!
Oh, you did. Oh man, that's cool. That looks like Bullet from like Steve McQueen. What he did is that's the rain and him hanging upside down like a bat. See, like a bat, man. See, they're playing the song. Oh, is there a little bit after? No, they're playing the song. How's it go? Ooh. It's by Nirvana, but they're in a different key. So it's then in the way. Something in the way. Yeah. You guys know that one? It's the last song off of Nevermind. Something in the way. It's a good one. Something in the way by Los Nirvanas. They're a good band. You should check them out. They're an old band from way back in ancient times. Just asked. You gotta say something cool, but yeah, oh yes, Batman went to stole the soap dispenser from school. You know, Batman needs to wash the criminals. I say Nirvana, they're a good band. It's interesting. Dave Grohl has had the most incredible career ever. Think about it. He was in a band, the biggest band in the world, and then his singer had to go do something stupid like, shoot himself. And then he decided, well, then I'll be in even a bigger, or actually, listen, whatever you think about the Foo Fighters, which is Dave's new band where he sings and plays guitar instead of plays drums, it's crazy. They've been around for 25 years. I think they got inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame just recently. And the Foo Fighters are still out there playing. Dave Grohl was in Nirvana for 4 years. And he's been in the Foo Fighters for 25 years. And sometimes now people are like, wait a minute, that's the guy who played drums for Nirvana? It's kind of like Don Henley. What, he played drums for the Eagles? Yes. You heard. You learned to play Get Back by the Beatles on guitar. That's awesome. That's awesome. What is it, the A? It's the A one? But he was another guy. How does it go? Tell me how to do it. I don't know how to play it. That's a good one. Oh, then it's got that guitar solo. I'm just hearing it in my head. I'd have to work it out. That's a good one. The Beatles. Do you know any other Beatles songs? Some of my favorite Beatles songs. Like... That's a... The Beatles. They're good. They're a band probably from around the same time Nirvana came out. Olden times. The remaining members of Nirvana jammed with Paul McCartney, who's a remaining member of the Beatles. Maybe we'll jam, Wesley. Or what's this one? I don't know how to... I've just been mostly playing drums. I can't hear anything with these earphones in. You know this one? Anyway, I forgot how to play guitar. There's too many strings. There's too many things to do. There's too many fingers on each hand. You just need to play the drums, kids. Just play the drums. Also, the guitar is great, but the drums. I played bass because the bass is the glue between the drums and the guitar. So, I like to play guitar. I like to play drums. Keep on playing the music, Wesley. Keep on practicing. It's a fun thing. It's fulfilling to the soul. It's just one of those things that makes you feel happy inside. Makes you feel like Wonder Woman. I love that riff. What do you got going on today? What did you guys think of the Batman trailer? I thought it was pretty cool. Looks like it's going to be good. I mean, movies can't afford to make bad movies anymore unless you're Warner Brothers, which is, you know, what we're worried about here with these Batman. I don't know. Like, they really tried to make the DC universe with at Warner Brothers, but they've been not good at it. They took a bet on Zack Snyder, and he's a good filmmaker in the sense that his movies look cool, but he should not write the story or the characters. For instance, Zack Snyder, and if Ange was here, she'd fight me on it, but Zack Snyder, he said, Superman, he created that movie, Man of Steel. And you're like, Superman is like the most hopeful superhero. He's the one that's like the Boy Scout. He's the guy who needs to be, in my opinion, the goodest of the good. Because if you have the goodest of the good and can do everything in the best, then Batman, who operates sometimes unethically, then that makes him more of an intriguing character. And it also makes Superman more of an intriguing character, because Superman's always going to do the right thing. Batman's always going to get the job done. So there's two different characters here. Superman, always going to do the right thing. Batman, always going to get the job done. There's a difference. And I like that. I like to have a universe where there are distinctions in characters. Not a mopey Superman. Superman can't be mopey. He's hopeful. I just thought it was it was a wrong angle. It's like, let's have Kermit the Frog, except he's not Kermit the Frog. He's Gladys Knight. You know, it just doesn't. How about we have The Rock play Mr. Bean? It just doesn't work. I feel the need to brag about the 3 victory royales over the weekend. Listen, Wesley, you. Look at Wesley over here. Wesley has joined the rights of Fork Knife. He's a fork knifer, and he is winning victory royales. He says this.
Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho.
And I tell you, this guy Wesley, if you play him, he'll probably beat the heck out of me. He'll beat the snot out of me. I tried to play Fork Knife for a while. I'm bad at it. I might get it back up on there. You watch out, Wesley. Let me know when you're playing. Maybe we'll go back to Fork Knife Wednesdays when I go back to my later time. I think I'm going to start it again. Remember last winter when I was like at 5:30 or 6? I think I'm going to do the show later again. Maybe 6. What do you think, 6? That's 9 p.m. your time, right? You'll be done with your homework by then. And then we can all play Fork Knife. And you know what?
I can destroy everything, but I'm not. But I can.
That's awesome, though. Congratulations on doing your major victories over there. Victory royales. Is that like a royale with cheese?
No, all right. I know that sounds bad.
Well, guys, try and predict the future. See how good it does. See how good you are at that. You know, I always wonder about that. I always wonder, did you see the movie Primer? It's a science fiction movie. I gotta go back like 3 songs. Isn't that cello? I watched a movie called Primer years ago, and it's crazy because these guys invent time travel, right? In their garage, as you do. When you're trying to make a microwave, you figure out how to do time travel. But it's kind of like this laborious process, and they have to, like, for every minute that they wait, they do the time, like, they figured out how to calibrate the machine to go. So they have to, like, sit in a box for like 12 hours in order to go back until yesterday. So they have to, like, go into this storage space that nobody knows about and go inside this box and then lay inside the box for 12 hours and drink, like, Gatorade and stuff to stay awake or whatever. And then they come out of the box and it's yesterday, see? And then they go to the hotel room and they try not to interact with anybody. And what they did is they bet on the stock markets. They went to the stock, they figured out the stock, which stocks to put money in, and they did this for like a week or like 2 weeks so they could get rich. But then, of course, as one gets greedy and one starts to time travel, all kinds of mayhem ensues. And it's an interesting movie. It's a very interesting movie. It's pretty dry. I don't know if you're into, like, dry types of science fiction, but it's pretty good. It's really good. Primer, it's called, and it gets really complicated. And there's murder and mayhem. And it gets weird because, not to spoil it, but they have to, like, figure out how to, like, maintain time loops and do all sorts of stuff, and I love it. It's by Shane Carruth. He wrote it, he directed it, he shot it, he did the music for it, he's in it. He distributed it. This guy is like the most indie filmmaker possible. He literally went to movie theaters with like 6 copies and was just like, here, can you play my movie? And it's one of the best science fiction movies ever made. Go figure. The things you can do nowadays on your own. So it's almost like you could have your own show in your living room. Suddenly you have your own show. It's amazing. Well, congratulations on your victory, Royals.
Flawless victory.
Flawless victory.
Flawless victory.
Oh, what's in the box? What's in the box?
I have to say,
That is so fetch.
Oh, that's cool.
I got 2 Brad Pitt sound effects.
Oh, what's in the box? What's in the box?
Oh, that's cool.
See that? Also, I've got many Samuel L. Jacksons.
Enough is enough! I have had it with these monkey-fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane!
It's amazing. That's amazing. Well, what are you guys going to do today? I'm going to look at the sun's coming out, it turns out. Thank you, Carl Weathers, for predicting that. The future. For reading your Farmer's Almanac. You know, I think that reminds me of a movie called L.A. Story. If you ever get the chance to watch L.A. Story with Steve Martin, I've lived in Los Angeles coming up on 10 years. Next month it'll be 10 years. And dig this. L.A. Story is the most accurate movie portraying Los Angeles that I've ever seen. It's funny, though, because Steve Martin plays a weatherman on the local L.A. TV channel. So he actually pre-records the weather forecast, and then he's just like, it's sun, 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 sun. And then he goes away on a trip, right? But what happens is it rains out of nowhere, because that's what it'll do. It'll just rain out of nowhere. But it'll mostly, 99% of the time, be sunny here. So it's a funny scene. Steve Martin pre-records the weather forecast so he can go away on vacation. But gets it wrong, because it rains out of nowhere. And everybody's like, uh-oh, traffic in LA. It's open season on the 405. Really is. Steve Martin. That's appropriate. But, yeah, you can pretty much bet that it's going to be sunny. This is my favorite thing about Los Angeles since I've been living here. I noticed since I first got here, and now I start to say this. When I first got here, it'd be cloudy sometimes in the morning. You're like, it's cloudy. And everybody's like, oh, it's clouds rolling in. That'll all burn off by 1 or 2. It'll all burn off by noon. Those clouds will burn off by afternoon, people say. Like, as if they're, like, magical. As if they have possessed special knowledge. Oh, there's clouds out this morning in Los Angeles. That'll all burn off by this afternoon. Let me just tell you. Oh, the sun went down. It'll be back tomorrow. Speaking of being back tomorrow, I'm Aristotle Full Throttle, and I'll be back tomorrow. Let's do our outro. What you got going on? I thought the Batman trailer was better than good. It's pretty damn good. Interesting. I like the darkness of it, but it's like, how many Batmans do we have right now? In the next year, I think there will be 3 different Batmans in movies. There will be the Ben Affleck Batman, there will be the Michael Keaton Batman, and there will be the Robert Pattinson Batman. I think, speaking of trying to predict the future, I think that Warner Brothers is hedging their bets. They're hedging their bats. Warner Brothers is hedging their Batmans. They're just saying, listen, we're just going to throw all the Batmans at the wall, and hopefully people will pay us to see them. This week, Dune comes out. We'll have to watch Dune together. This Friday, Thursday or Friday, on HBO. Next week, I'm going to go see it in IMAX. I'm going to go see Dune in IMAX. Get ready for it. Dune, Arrakis, Desert Planet, the spice melange. It makes the folding of space possible. Fear is the mind killer. That's what he says. Fear is the mind killer. That's true. People act out of fear. People act out of fear. And that's the mind killer. See? Oftentimes, humans have a built-in capability of consulting friends for like advice. And it's because oftentimes in those situations, we are unable to make a rational decision. So we try to talk to people who are not as invested as we are, as to find out what we should do. We don't act on fear, we don't act out of emotion. I mean, you can probably be wrong. Probably be reckless. You should weigh your options. But go with your gut. Always go with your gut. Go with what you feel like is going to be the most advantageous position. Sometimes what I've found in life is that you don't want to be around people who are jerks. Or people who rub you the wrong way, you know? You want to be around people who energize and inspire you. That's what I like to do. I like to just be around people who energize and inspire. It's really the best way to go. And that's all I have to say about that.
Oh my god, the quarterback is toast!
So, remember to go out there and be the best version of yourself. And if you can't be yourself, be Batman. Because Batman, that's that man. I feel the need to brag. Oh, yes, I saw that already. Counting. I'm gonna play the drums, I think. I'm gonna play a little bit of the drums. Gonna go for a run, maybe a hike. Gonna reflect. Gonna look at my investments. Guys, be careful with your investments. Hedge your bets. Remember, take the money from the rich people if you can. Become a rich person to defeat them. That's the goal, right? That's the plan. If you can't beat them, if you can't join them, beat them. All right then. I'll see you later, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow here on Aristotle Full Throttle. Nice hat. And I don't mean that in an Eddie Haskell kind of way. Peace, love, happiness, and burritos. Lots of burritos. As many burritos as you could stuff into your